With the official start of summer just days away, Mayor Adams is making an announcement about plans for city streets. Let's listen in.
Of public space in a level that we never thought that it was possible in the past. And that includes the over 6,000 miles of roadway managed by our agency, almost 6,000 men and women at DOT that represent 27% of our land. In New York City, our streets are our collective front yard, and they are public space for all New Yorkers. So that's why I'm excited to join the mayor and all of you to announce how we will transform our street to celebrate all that summer has to offer. So to kick off today's event, I want to turn it over to our friend, our mayor, Eric Adams.
Thank you, Commissioner. Real vision. I remember walking, first time you brought this to my attention, back when I was Brooklyn Borough President. You had this vision. We were walking downtown Brooklyn, and you shared your vision of summer streets on how you utilize the full capacity and ability of getting our streets up and operating over the summer months. This is really an exciting opportunity for all of us. And when you think about the summertime, you don't really appreciate all that it has to offer. And I think that your quote, is that the air condition? I think that your quote says it all, that how do we get a full use of our summer streets? How do we get a full opportunity to utilize our streets in a very real way? And when you saw the expansion in Harlem, when we were out last summer walking up and down Park Avenue, the question was raised, how come we are not expanding this all the way uptown? There's been this desire in the city to localize the expansions and the opportunities in the city to just certain places. Really Manhattan centered, let's be honest about it. It was about what do we do just in Manhattan. That was the indicator of how well programs were going. This is a 5-borough city, and we are now saying the Summer Streets program is going to be a 5-borough initiative. Everyone deserves to enjoy that. And when you think about it, streets are just not places where cars drive up and down. We have redefined that entire thought, starting from, again, this is the continuation of real visionaries in previous administration. Mayor Bloomberg, he saw this. He started the process of reshaping our streets. Mayor de Blasio picked up and continued that with bike lanes and bus lanes and really pedestrian plazas. So we're just continuing what previous administrations have done. And we were fortunate to have this seamless transition because Commissioner Idanis Rodriguez was the transportation commissioner at this time as a council person, and now he's leading the agency that's responsible for much of these initiatives. It's a real way of really re-energizing, refocusing, and taking to full fruition what the councilman saw when he was in place. Streets are used for everything now: mopeds, walking, skateboarding, roller skating. When you think about it, coming outside and strolling and really compelling people to really interact with each other. Bringing Summer Street to all 5 boroughs is a real win. Starting in July and August, you will get to enjoy activities with hundreds of thousands of your neighbors. All are car free. We are more than doubling the size of Summer Streets for nearly 20 miles. Last year, we added 2 miles, brought the program to East Harlem and back to the third, and brought back the third Saturday. This year, we'll continue to grow in Manhattan, bringing, as I stated, Summer Streets all the way up to 125th Street in Harlem for the first time. You keep hearing that over and over again, the first time, the first time, first time. This is administration of the first time. Summer is time for everyone. We want to make sure they enjoy our streets from the sprinkler systems to outdoors to really enjoying everything that it has to happen. And there's a win-win. We're going to deal with congestion, and we're fighting the greenhouse gases and air pollution. Nothing was more of a reminder of what we're dealing with when it comes down to the fighting climate change and what we saw last week in our city, from the fire in Canada to how it impacted our city thousands of miles away. And we also know that we didn't start now. We started in December when we opened Fifth Avenue to pedestrians for the first time in more than 50 years. It's a real win. I was there the other day walking down, up and down the block. People enjoy being able to scroll through this city and enjoy all that it has to offer as they stroll through New York City. So we're leading the way once again, bringing summer streets to New York in every borough. It's a bold new vision for public space across the city. This is exactly the kind of work we're doing all across our entire city and all 5 boroughs. So this summer, New Yorkers can enjoy open streets at nearly 160 locations across the city and 400,000 square feet of new permanent pedestrian space that we have added over the past year. Great job, Commissioner. We're building new public spaces, allowing people to cross-pollinate with their community and their residents and their neighbors in a very real way. This is a real win, something that we said we wanted to do, another item to check off on our list. We promised it, we did it, we committed to it, and we want to continue this expansion to open our streets to all New Yorkers. Really excited about this. We're going to try to get to as many as possible this year, and so that we can tell people to come out, enjoy your streets. Streets are no longer just for vehicles, they're for people. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And speaking about the first time that New York City has given the opportunity under your leadership to someone like me, that is the first of any of those new immigrants to be a commissioner when English is not my native language. So I think it is important also that the city recognize that under your time you are giving opportunity to individuals that can have a strong accent when I speak. But as strong as my accent is also my commitment and my vision, working with you to reimagining the use of public space. We are a city where, as I say, only someone like you could see how a former council member that back in 2016 spearheaded the initiative for Car Free Day, a groundbreaking event that aimed to reimagine the way we perceive and utilize our city street. You became the first mayor that in the 2 years that I have in this administration being participating in the Car Free Day, working with us, so that make a big difference. Car Free Day was the testament to our commitment to sustainability, liability, and the reduction of carbon emissions. It serves as a call for action to New Yorkers to embrace alternative mode of transportation, such as walking, cycling, and using public transportation. Summer Street serves as this very same call to action. It also serves as a way to provide art, wellness, educational, and entertainment programming. Last year, we partnered with dozens of organizations of programming, and we expect to do even more this year. We welcome all interest organizations to reach out and join us, and there's a stipend available to cover the cost to those organizations too. Since 2008, Summer Street has become one of the greatest traditions of summertime in New York City. 500,000 people came out last year. Last August, we expanded the route to 109th Street in Manhattan, bringing 2 more miles of car-free entertainment, educational, and wellness and hub to New Yorkers living in East Harlem. I'm proud to say that this year we are raising the bar even higher. This summer, we will have the largest ever expansion of Summer Street, as you heard from Mayor Eric Adams, doubling the numbers of miles to 20 miles from 9 miles that we had last year. For the first time in New York City, we hold Summer Street in all 5 boroughs. Mayor Adams and I and the advocate are committed to equity, and Summer Street should be available to all New Yorkers, no matter the socioeconomic and ethnic composition. We invite to join us in Queens and Staten Island on July 29. In Queens, we'll be opening Vernon Boulevard from 44th Drive to 30th Drive, allowing access to the entire Queens waterfront in Long Island City and Astoria. Be sure to come to Staten Island, Richmond Terrace, from York Avenue to Bar Avenue, the crown jewel of Staten Island North Shore waterfront. In August, we are ecstatic to continue to celebration. There will be those weekend in Car-Free Street in Manhattan in August 5th, 12th, and 19th. This year, as you heard from Mayor Adams, we are also expanding into the heart of Harlem, bringing the joy of Summer Street to 125th Street along the historic Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard. And to close out with the band, we'll host our final round of Summer Street this year on August 26th in Brooklyn and the Bronx. In Brooklyn, we will be celebrating along East Parkway from Grand Army Plaza to Buffalo Avenue, bringing car-free street from Bronxville to Prospect Heights. And the party continues to the Bronx on Grand Concourse on salsa, merengue, and bachata, and hip-hop from East Tremont to Mosholo Parkway, linking neighborhood along the vital throughout fair. So mark your calendars and get ready to nearly 20 miles of New York City street to become your front yard. None of this will be possible without the strong belief, leadership, and support of Mayor Adams and the help of our assisting agency, including the great work of the NYPD. I want to thank Commissioner Sewell, Chief Royster, Don Miller from City Hall, from CECM, and this expansion to all 5 boroughs is also happening thanks to the leadership of Queens Borough President Donovan Richard and Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso. They were a strong advocate for the expanding Summit Street, and all the borough commissioners from Staten Island, the Bronx, and Manhattan, they always are on board on this initiative. I also want to thank our dedicated DOT staff, starting with the first deputy commissioner that any commissioner can have who oversees the operation of Margaret Fujoni. Let's give her a big round of applause. Nick and Tomas, Nina, Maren, Sharon, Fabricio, Matthew, David, Kim, Sean, Quinn, Emily, Daisy, and many others. When we open our street, we open the opportunity to enjoy everything this city can offer. The street belongs to you and to all New Yorkers, and everyone is invited. Hoy nosotros estamos aquí celebrando bajo el liderazgo de Vegana la oportunidad que tenemos de nosotros tener la expansión de Summer Street en los 5 condados, 20 millas llenas de actividades educativas, recreacionales, de salud, educacionales. Invitamos a todos los neoyorquinos que celebren por primera vez la expansión de Summer Street en los 5 condados, algo que solamente es posible bajo el liderazgo de la alcalde Reagan, quien entiende que todas las comunidades, independientemente de su condición económica, grupos étnicos y sociales, se merecen usar las calles porque las carreteras nos pertenecen a todos y deben ser usadas para actividades recreacionales, educacionales y de salud que nosotros nos merecemos. With that, I now would like to turn it over to True Champions, the first Laura Rock president of Long Island City Partnership.
Good morning. Thank you, Commissioner. I'm Laura Rothrock. I'm the president of the Long Island City Partnership, and I welcome you to LIC. The Long Island City Partnership is a neighborhood development organization for Long Island City, and we're so excited to welcome Mayor Adams and Commissioner Rodriguez here this morning. LICP's mission is to advocate for economic development that benefits the area's industrial, commercial, science and technology, cultural, tourism, and residential sectors. As you can see, we have a really diverse community here, and LICP operates the LIC Business Improvement District and the LIC Industrial Business Zone, providing business services and assistance. Long Island City is the most mixed-use neighborhood in New York City, home to a diverse community who will all certainly benefit from more open space. to enjoy here with Summer Streets. I want to thank Mayor Adams, Commissioner Rodriguez, and the administration for bringing Summer Streets to Long Island City. Summer Streets will provide a wonderful opportunity for people to explore the neighborhood in a fun and active way. And while you're here, don't forget to check out the many shops and restaurants along Vernon Boulevard, visit our cultural institutions, and explore our public art installations. So I had to get that plug in. I'm excited to see how Summer Streets will bring our community together and showcase all that LIC has to offer. Thank you to the organizers and to the mayor for making this possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaking about the first, the person that you were here for now was the person that he's clear that after he started asking during the time of a coach for New York City to give expansion of time for them to hold the largest bike tour in the whole nation and the second largest one in the whole world. But Ken Baxiba is more than the 5-borough bike tour. He's a partner with the DOT teaching children how to ride the bike. He's a partner with us in the Department of Health, teaching adults how to learn how to ride the bike in 3 hours. So let me give you the Executive Director of Bike New York, Ken Baxiba.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Nothing connects New Yorkers and neighbors better than the opportunity to move around car-free. And I want to thank Mayor Adams, Commissioner Rodriguez, and everyone at DOT for this significant expansion of Summer Streets, our beloved Summer Streets, all 5 boroughs. Summer Streets is going to probably outlive all of us, and I hope it does, and it's going to continue to grow. But today is really historic. 5 boroughs, and it took Mayor Adams and Commissioner Rodriguez to realize that New York City isn't just Manhattan, it's all 5 boroughs. And that's the way they lead. And we are so blessed and so lucky to have them as our leaders. I remember coming to these press conferences for years, probably since it started. Commissioner Rodriguez, the head of the Transportation Committee for the City Council, kept talking about the need to open it up to all 5 boroughs. We need to be more equitable, more inclusive. New York City is not just Manhattan. And today his day has come. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, everyone who's made this happen. This is a great day. Let's expand it. And by the way, Bike New York will be teaching adults and children how to ride at Summer Streets. So if you know anyone who doesn't know how to ride, have them come to Bike New York, go on our website, and we will teach them how to ride. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Now let's hear from Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso.
Thank you so much. All right. This is, we got the white polo crew memo, I just noticed. Yeah, I know. It's all right. We're going to put you on the list. Welcome to one of the top 5 boroughs in the city of New York, in Queens. So happy to have you here. But I am Antonio Reynoso, the president of the greatest borough in the city of New York, which is Brooklyn. And I know there's some folks behind me that might disagree, but you're in the top 5. The Bronx is in the top 5. I'm so happy to be here to kick off this great news. The people have been calling for car-free streets where families and friends can gather to enjoy the long sunny days of summer. And finally, Summer Streets are coming to Brooklyn. City streets are our largest public space, but all too often we're dominated by cars that do little more than clog our streets, pollute our air, and endanger our people. But what makes New York, New York is our people. It's the love for our neighborhoods. It's the smell of the delicious food that lingers in the air. It's the song and dance of our ancestors and the art that we make now. That's what Summer Streets honors. That's who Summer Streets honors. And at the same time, they supercharge our local businesses. They create safe space for kids to be kids, and they remind us that our neighbors are in it together. We each have each other's backs. So I'm excited that all along the Eastern Parkway, from Grand Army Plaza to Buffalo Ave, connecting Prospect Heights to Brownsville, will be free of cars and full of fun. And I want to thank our mayor, Eric Adams, and our Commissioner Rodriguez, that didn't forget to spread love and brought this all the way to Brooklyn. And I want to be clear, this is not an easy endeavor. The amount of time it takes to get something like this done is not easy. I was very skeptical and thought that we were going to have to wait till next year. The mayor did one up on me, got things done, and now look, we have safe streets and Summer Streets here in Brooklyn. I don't want it to be lost upon people how difficult that is. And then he didn't choose a random street that no one cares about. He put it on Eastern Parkway. It's really sending a message to folks how important this is and the value of it. So I really do want to thank you to our mayor for getting this great thing done. I'm excited, and thank you for not forgetting about Brooklyn, my brother, always. All right.